Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Today it's Christmas. It's the 23rd of September and it is officially Christmas. I'm currently printing out a lot of labels. If you're new here, these are the labels I use to seal the boxes. They are 4x6 shipping labels. I had this brainwave. Honestly, I think that this was a unique idea. I don't think I stole this idea from someone. I think this was an original idea. Whether someone else has had the same original idea, I don't know. But I truly do think it was. And so when I give you this as a tip, take it as I don't think people are doing this, and it's a very inexpensive way of branding things. I wouldn't use shipping labels for very much, but things like I'm going to design some cool stuff to go on the outside of the boxes. You'll pay for labels that'll say like fragile, blah, 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 blah. Well, you can make a fun one. You can. It's not taking any ink. You can use as much space on here as you want. It's not going to cost you any more money. And so I'm going to make some of those. And then I use this. And then I use a guillotine to split it in half. And it's like pennies. For a box label, for a craft box, all the candles are boxed back here. They're just waiting to be sealed up. And I think it looked nice anyway when the customers received them from our online orders, but especially now we're in a shop. It's really nice to see them on a shelf. It feels like we were already preparing to be in a shop from the very beginning. Oh, you're going to move away. I've put you on the door. The door is moving. But again, if you are new, this is what they look like. And then I take a box like this and I seal it. Let me make sure these are the ones. I think they are. They are vanilla mint. And so... Also, this season, I'm putting the candles in the boxes without tissue paper for a few reasons. But I can't explain to you the block. This is definitely an ADHD thing. If there are too many steps, I don't want to do the thing. But because these jars are larger, I think that they can go without the tissue paper anyway. Because they pretty nicely fit in the box. But putting a candle directly in the box and not having to tissue every single one, I mean, it more than halves or less than halves. It takes less than half the time, but also it was such a, I almost like relished putting them all in boxes. Whereas usually I'm like, I can't explain it. I hate tissue paper, it turns out. Whereas now, I don't need the tissue paper. I'm just popping them in the boxes, make sure the CLP label was on the bottom, get the label on the top, and it's done. Are there any things in your life or in your business that you're like, one very small, but seemingly insignificant element of that thing, I mean, good test already, element of that thing is like a block to you doing the thing? I would give exercise as one. I used to be fairly into the 30-day shred by Jillian Michaels. I'll be completely honest, I never did it as a 30-day shred. I basically just did 30 days of week one or whatever it was, because it was too much. It was too much. And I got to the point where I knew it so well that I used to just do it. It's like a 20-minute exercise video every single day. And I knew it so well that I could watch it in the corner and watch TV at the same time. And that's why I think I liked to do the same one rather than graduate to the next week apart from the fact that it got progressively harder, I just was familiar with it and I didn't have to think too much about it. But when I was doing that, one of the things that I didn't make myself do was get changed. So if you, like me, have these blocks, whatever you can do to reduce the friction, I would do that exercise class in my work clothes, in whatever clothes I was wearing in the moment. Because if I have to go upstairs and get changed, probably not going to do it. I've actually joined the gym at work because we are being made to go back into the office almost full time. I only get one day work from home now, which is annoying, but you know what? It was good while it lasted, and I work late on a Thursday, so I'm just really happy I don't have to do that from the office, because working till 10, 11 o'clock at night was never fun. I did used to do that, and that working from home on a Thursday night is great. But we have a gym. It's only a small gym, but we have a gym in the office. And when I found out I was going to have to be in every Wednesday and Friday, because I just work part-time, so, you know, poor me, but hear me out, I decided to rejoin the gym. And I was thinking today, because tomorrow is the first Wednesday, I was thinking today about, you know, taking my stuff and having to get changed at work. And I thought, no, I have to go dressed for the gym. So I'm going to go in my leggings. I'm going to go straight into the gym and be like, right, I'm going to go, even if it's half an hour on the treadmill, then I'm going to get changed for work. That's what I'm going to do. We're saying to Louise, who I work with, who we're going to go to the gym together, even if we're not really feeling it, even at lunchtime, take your trainers, make sure your trainers are in the car, and we can just wear what we're wearing to work and just go and walk on the treadmill. Because she was like, well, I would rather get like a bit of a sweat on. And this is my thing, because when you start to say that to yourself, then it's like, well, if I'm not going to work out properly, then I won't work out at all. And that's not the right, it's not the right vibe. It's not the right vibe. You want what works, not just the only, like, not perfect, but done. So in my mind, if we would go for a walk around the lake, but let's say it's too cold, it's raining or whatever, or maybe it's just, we'll get more steps in if we do it directly at work rather than having to walk to there. Then let's just walk on the treadmill. It's no different. You're not going to like, sweat up a storm or anything. So that's my plan. As little friction as possible. Tomorrow, I'm going to go to work in my gym gear, take my stuff to get changed into, and I will have no excuse but to work out in some capacity. Absolutely stunning. I mean, I love it. Could not love it more. Pretty much all the labels are straight, which is an absolute wonder. They look bizarrely straight, actually. Spookily so. But I did run out of boxes, so I have small candles that still need to be boxed down here. But I'm very happy with the work today. I was going to say, should we go through all of the scents? And I'll tell you about them more, but I'm not going to because I went to visit my friend weekend before last and I took her one of each of the candles to smell and as a gift. And I wanted her to give me some feedback in each of them. And I was like, why don't we do a little smell test? And my initial plan was it was just going to be something that I cut up into Instagram reel stuff. And I think it ended up being 12 minutes. So it's going to be vertical, but I'm going to post it as a full video because it's too good not to. It's a long video of her describing what each of the scents is to her. And it's really interesting because what she thinks they smell of is all blind without her seeing the candle. What she thought that they smelled of before she knew what they were called was different to what she would have thought had she not had that in her head, had she not been kind of led by the name. I think that's really interesting. Now, let me tell you about the Advents. Karen's got the bulk of them. Most of them went to Karen's house last week, but this is the box. It's no frills. It's a basic box. What we need at this point is something to pad out the top. Whether or not we use the dreaded tissue, there's already got tissue paper in here, but whether we use more tissue to like pad out the top or we use shredded paper, or we're not sure what we're going to do yet, but right now we've got quite a lot of them made, and I thought I'd show you kind of what it's going to look like so far. So kind of wrapped in tissue. Then we've got 12 individual scents, and each of them has got a little label. How gorgeous is that? A little label that is a snowflake with a number on the inside, and then on the back it'll tell you what the scent is, and that's obviously got all of the legal CLP information too. But this is kind of how it is right now. What we need is some kind of layer here to make sure that it is like solid in here and that it doesn't move around. What I'm undecided about is for the people who have pre-ordered this will go out to them on its own. Can I send this? I feel like it needs to go in an additional box, but this is a shipping box, so I'm really on the fence about it. I want it to get to them like, would you display this box? Like I was saying to Karen on the inside, I'd like her to stamp. She's got our stamps. I'd like her to stamp Smoke Matches on the back, so when you open it, it says Smoke Matches. But would you keep them in this box? You know, like if you bought this from us, would you take out all the tins and have them on the side and have that as your like little Advent? Or would you keep them in the box, open the box and take the one out every day? Because will depend on how nice this box needs to look. The problem is we brought down the cost as much as we could while making it reasonable for the effort that it takes to make 12 individual candles per box. And obviously the costs involved, but I didn't want to have another box that was only display. It just feels like wasteful. glossy boxes, printed boxes, they're harder to recycle. I didn't want to add more waste to the products. All of this, the tins and things, you can reuse them for things if you want. But the box itself, I felt like it was a throwaway item that would have added a cost to the customer, but also added to the waste of making the product, which I didn't want to do. But I'm really on the fence about whether or not this needs to feel like a display box, because customers are not going to get this till next month anyway. So we've got time to make our final decisions. Also, we're going to, and this is a surprise because I'm not advertising this. If you happen to be one of our customers watching this, hello. You will know about this and no one else will. Everyone's getting a little slate coaster that's engraved that you can put your tin on. Because obviously a tin, we did have a problem last year with one of our best customers, and I felt terrible when they sent the video or the picture, but one of our best customers used a tin and they used it directly on a wooden surface. And I was like, that's something, I've always put a candle on a coaster, but it's maybe not, like if it's a glass candle, it's not necessarily necessary to do that. Necessarily necessary. You don't necessarily have to do that. It's probably fine not to. But if it's a metal one, it's going to conduct some heat. And every single one of these is metal. So I thought, just to be safe, we'll send out a coaster. And we've had these laser engraved with our initial, which I think is super cute, but it also does fit our regular candles on. Let me see. Oh, look at that. It even works for the full size big ones as well, which is great. So this is going to be like a bonus extra item that everyone's going to get in the box. But any ideas on, first of all, what we should use as padding that can be decorative and nice, but not too wasteful, because we really do try to use recyclable products where possible. And second, and be honest, don't just say what you think I want to hear. Be honest, if you purchase this, how much does the packaging matter? Because I've had this conversation with so many different people and I think it just is preference. But how much? Like when you open it, I want it to look nice. But on the outside of the box, I'm going to need some feedback. That is what our advent looks like. I made so many. I've got some still to be put together if the pre-orders come in. Otherwise, those individual ones will go out in our mystery box at the end of the year. So there'll be no waste with those ones either. But I just felt like the candles were taking over the house in an abnormal way. Today, I'm trying to reset because all of the first wave of Christmas candles have been made. Everything's now been boxed. It's going to go to Karen tomorrow. All the advents have pretty much been made in advance. I can still keep making if I need to, but now at the point that we're at, I can make in smaller batches and keep it in the utility/candle studio. I don't need to be spreading out into this room. It would be really nice to reset this space so that every time I come in the kitchen, it's not like, oh, I've got that to do and I've forgotten about it, you know? It feels really like, makes my head busy when I can see everything out all the time. It's just everywhere, although that is very pretty. I'm tempted to leave that up as a decorative motif. So I just printed off a few, I literally just put these together on Canva, a few random designs. This I just got from Canva directly. This is just like whatever it costs you for one single label, a 4x6 or 6x4, whatever, shipping label. It's this. We should be using these for more things. A thank you for your order. You can personalize this to be whatever you want. I just put some like random graphics together to do different things. I think this just looks really effective, and then that's me like accidentally putting in the wrong settings. I think it looks really effective, and then when you get into putting them on the 2x2 labels, look how cool these are. I'm actually going to put this one on, I might put lots of them actually, on my cup. Because why not? In the past, when we've done markets, we've printed out these and then just like had them for customers to take. And I keep saying I want to make some to have at the shop so that people can just like randomly have, like put a sticker in a bag, especially if you put your website on it. It's like extra advertising, but people love stickers. And these cost hardly anything to make. But this going on the boxes that go out, or tissue paper, or whatever you want to do, or you just give it as like a free sticker with purchase. It's very, very inexpensive. little bit of something to include. So yeah, we use those for all sorts of things that you wouldn't necessarily think of. I counted up all of these candles yesterday, so they can all go to Karen now, and I'm going to work this morning. I mean, I'm going to work all day, but today I'm going to work is what I was trying to say. So I'm going to bag up these candles and drop them off, because Karen works at the same place that I do, which is handy for these drop-offs. I had to do an emergency stop on the way to work, and oh, they're okay. It didn't sound good, honestly, and it's lunchtime now. This is the first chance I've had to come out and check them since I went to the gym before work. Check me out. But they're actually okay. I mean, everything should be packaged in such a way that they can fall and be all right. But for the most part, that's once they're in a larger package with packing peanuts and such. Anyway, Karen's coming outside in a minute. She's on her way. And we're going to do the swap. God, so heavy. They're the same footprint, the same boxes we use for the other ones, but they're so much heavier. Literally twice the weight. Does it look like I'm talking to myself?
Like, who the fuck is she?
She's talking to herself. I was just explaining the swap process. Yeah, I had to emergency brake earlier. So it's a wonder. They're really heavy. So they either need to be
Unless I've got...
wedged in or...
Oh, I like the winter zestline.
Yeah, cute. I thought it needed a thing like all the other ones. It's the next day, and I think pretty sure this is a delivery that I've been waiting for. It is. Right, so in the shop we were talking about having a loyalty card, and it's going to be these. Oh, I love it. Oh no, that's fine. I was like, no, what's gone wrong? This top one is just like a test one. That is actually not what it looks like. Right, so on one side, and these are all like uncoated because the loyalty card needs to be able to be stamped on. So on one side we've got Candle Club, loyalty card, smokermatches.com, which isn't central, but we'll look past that. And on the other side, we've got the 6th candle is free. And then at the bottom it says, recycle, bring in 6 empty jars for another free candle. And that we're at Smoker Matches. We're on TikTok now, guys. We're on TikTok and on Instagram. And then I bought a little stamper thing. Because we've got a loyalty program online that people use all the time. So we wanted to extend that to the shop. Let's see. This is going to be so fun. And I did also think, like, if she wants to get... This is not quite right. I think that there's a reason that that's a little bit off centre. Because these circles, I think, should be circles, and I think they're a little bit squashed, but that's fine. Let's see. Oh, it's so cute! It's so cute! And the little stamp I bought is little hearts. So yeah, I was going to say to my friend, if she knows that there's been customers come in, like she specifically remembers them and wants to like give them a few stamps, because this is new and it wasn't a thing before, I'm happy for her to do that. But this is really cute. And then we also bought these. So this is for the shelf. Oh, it's like a little bit too... I wonder if I take some out and if we put them back a little bit, you'll be able to read it. That might be better. So if that's on the shelf, you'll be able to read, because this is quite high in the front. Although I could get Andy to laser engrave like loyalty card or something onto here so it's clear what it is. And then pick it up. And it's got your loyalty. Oh, I love it. In my youth, I worked at Subway. And this, can anyone remember? They were really like tattered old cards, the Subway loyalty cards. I actually was fired from Subway for giving people discount that didn't earn discount. What can I say? The Robin Hood of sandwiches. So cute. Can't wait to get them in the shop on Saturday. Working from home today. So this morning before work, I'm going to clean up some recycled jars, get them wicked, get my melter going, and then at lunchtime I can pour some candles that we're low on since I'm going to the shop on Saturday. That is the plan. So since I got this big melter, I didn't want to put it, because it's a lot of weight plus the wax inside, I didn't want to put it on like a shelf and be measuring. So what I do is I put it directly into a jug, and then I measure here on a separate jug, which actually I feel like is a little bit more, it's a little bit more precise. The problem is the last time I was making, I left some wax in the bottom of this jug, and so now I have to heat on that. It's going to be a whole thing. It's going to be a whole thing, but I'm making a batch of cashmere because I'm told that that is what we're low on in the shop, and looking online we have none. So cashmere, here we come. Not the best timing for me to have just put some washing on, but I just need to heat gun the tops of these large candles that I made, because, you know, while I was at it. And in the meantime, we've had an order for an enormous epic candle. So I thought we would make that together. So in my cupboard of many things, I have the epic jars. It's a big one. It's a big one. I think it's 1,700 grams of wax. I tell you what, this might clear me out. This might clear me out. Might have to take these off the website. Wicking wise, for candle makers who are interested, I use CL10. I use 6. I was going to say 3. CL10 wicks from Candle Shack are perfect in the DCS1 wax that I use. So this is a real like makeshift situation because I don't think anything exists. These are the times that I wish we had a 3D printer. It's not very often, honestly. It would not be worth it. And I kind of feel like it goes against a lot of what our branding is for us to have a 3D printer, because we really try and avoid plastic where possible. But having something where maybe if we had one of those crickets that cuts wood, maybe then we could create like a wooden brace for this stuff. Anyway, I've got my 6 wicks at the ready. I've done my stirring. It's time to pour, and this is where I hope, because usually I'll knock one in, this is where I hope to get it in and not knock one of the wick sustainers. I was for a long time pouring in layers because I was convinced that that was going to give a better experience overall, but I've stopped. Oh my god. Oh, is it perfect? I feel like I could just put a little more in. I might have measured this perfectly. Oh, absolutely beautiful. And I didn't knock any of the wick sustainers. I don't want to touch one in case it's like a house of cards, but that one needs to be maneuvered a little bit. Oh, perfection. I also got the leftover wax out of the bottom of the jug because seriously, I am running low. And that's going to be us. It's going to be us. Once those, I think probably tomorrow night, I'm going to label everything up. I'll let everything sit for a minute before I label up those candles and box them for the shop on Saturday. Maybe I'll do a vlog on Saturday. Let me know. Would you want to see a shop vlog? I need to be better at, while we're in the shop, vlogging. Would you be interested in seeing the different small businesses that are in the shop? I could do a whole list and link to all their various places that you can support if you can't support in person. Let me know. Let me know what you would be interested in, because I know that there's a real mix of people watching these videos. It's people who are small businesses, people who are makers, people who are maybe just a little bit crafty, customers, people who just love to watch people live their lives and do different things. So it's difficult to know what content to make because you're all such different people. I personally feel like I'm all of those people in one. I don't know if you've ever seen United States of Tara. We were talking about this the other day and I thought, I've never related more. I feel like I had all of those characters in me at one time. But not everyone's like that. So yeah, would appreciate the feedback. But Christmas is officially here. I will link our website below if you want to check out our Christmas offerings. Our Advent's going to be pre-order till the end of September. Then I don't know, I might do like set products, like the Advent candle specifically. I'm going to order in those jars, but maybe I'll put a couple on the website for people who missed the pre-order, but then they are what they are. They won't be made to order. They'll just be in stock. Or I don't know. But pre-order will end at the end of September. So for me, Christmas properly starts 1st of October. So it's not too early. I won't have anyone say otherwise.